You know who it is. You know who it is. Yo, Jasmar's podcast. Live in this bitch. Yo, man. We got a new project going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Trunks is gonna be part of it. This shit gonna be epic. You know what I mean? For XTV. You feel me? Excuse me. You know, we was just in there checking it out, and yo, this gonna be that. This gonna be that 100 Fahrenheit weather. Don't ask Mac Anthony what he talking about. Let's just let him keep to himself. Let's just let him keep to himself. Cool. Well, yo, O.D.D will be here. You know what I mean? That's our special guest. Legend. Hold on. Like I said, we got a special guest O.D.D in here. What can I say about this dude? He came in like maybe 95, around the time Romy, had his That Buddha Monkey show popping off. That podcast will be uploaded soon. We finally found Bobby's, but that'll probably be uploaded after Bobby Classics. And the show was very successful, spawning off 4 movies and then the action franchise. And he actually even teamed up with Romy. You know what I mean? His later years, he got sick, tongue cancer. You know what I mean? And, kind of ruined his career in a way. But he's here. That's right, young brother. Yo, how you doing, man? You good? I'm in great spirits. Great spirits, man. You know what I'm saying? That tongue cancer got taken care of. If I may talk about the procedure, go ahead. Yeah, you see, when they took it out, it made me 50 years old. When they did it. But you see, the situation is, I'm in the hospital, and they said, look, we can take the tongue cancer out, but you will no longer be 35. You're going to be 50. So, I'm 50. And, that's just what it did. It made me turn 50. Yo, that's bizarre as fuck. Nigga, a surgery turns you 50 years old. Yeah. Say it on my birth certificate and everything. I don't know what the fuck. The witch doctor took my cancer out and fucked my damn age up. But, shit, I'm happy to be alive. Even though I probably got a few years to live. I'm old as fuck now, damn. You know what I mean? And my ex-wife definitely don't want me. If I had a 20-year-old, find something, 20-year-old, little 20-year-old, you know what I mean? Nah, shit, she look at me and she like, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you was just 35 last week. You had tongue cancer and I supported you through that, but I can't support you being an old-ass motherfucker and I'm a young-ass bitch that like you. You know what I mean? So, she took her insecure ass on. She was on about the money. Because, getting tongue cancer out, costing me a grip, as you would expect nowadays. I mean, with the medicine and the surgery, of course. But, shit, I'm still here. For a few years. Word. So, going into it, talk about your early life before XTV. My early life was toilet paper to rags to towels to Rich's story. You know what I mean? Straight up. It was just from nothing to kinda something, but it still ain't shit to now, at least I'm alive, I guess, to ooh shit. You know what I mean? A pot of gold. And that's just how my whole early life was. And what I mean by that is we was homeless. I was born into poverty. Me, my mom, and my brother, Eon. It was just a real, struggle. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of born into that, and my mom, being the strong woman she was, she pushed me out herself. You know what I'm saying? And she had me. My dad, she was like a prostitute. You know what I mean? But she had to, once the kids came in, that kind of changed her life. And she had to hustle for us, and she was strong enough to raise 2 kids, and I don't know who the fuck my pops is, you know what I'm saying, but I just know she had us, and we was born homeless. She used to go from wherever to wherever. She used to panhandle, prostitute. She did whatever she could. You know what I mean? All the street shit that a woman can do. You know what I mean? She sold herself, and shit, she sold everything but her soul. You know what I mean? And even though she was selling everything but her soul, she never sell her heart. You know what I mean? She truly loved her kids. You know what I mean? And nothing could change that. But eventually, we upgraded, I guess, to a tent. You know what I mean? This dude named Leroy Harris, um, he let us live in a tent with him, this big ass tent. And yeah. I'm sorry, yo. Where was this? I mean, where was you born? This was out in Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. You know what I mean? And we lived out in a tent, and we stayed in that tent for some years. But that just wasn't fly, homie. You word. That wasn't fly. Yeah, man. Only thing that was fly about it was probably the bugs. Exactly, man. I'm talking fucking ticks, roaches. What the fuck is that? UFO exclusive footage. You know what I mean? All kind of fucking critters and creatures of the night, the afternoon, and you know what I mean. It was all kind of difficult things we had to deal with. And then, of course, the harassment by the police was, very prevalent. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like now where everybody got these iPhones. Yeah. These iPhones, and you know what I mean? Hold on a second. Being old hurt my throat. But, it's just, it wasn't like, nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Where you have all these outlets, shit, even after the damn Rodney King shit happened, it was still motherfuckers like, so motherfucker, that was him. Motherfucker, y'all ain't able to afford 500 VHS cameras, so, we still gonna keep doing this. That ain't do nothing. And so, it was like that. Um, just a real struggle to get by. And, like I said, we lived in a tent, but the person, my mom's was living with was really a pimp. You know what I mean? A homeless pimp. But that goes to show that pimps truly, you know what I mean, they ain't the cliche shit. You know what I mean? They ain't the whole what's the first shit? They don't rock the fur to Gucci and shit. Like, motherfucker, that's not a pimp. That's a well successful dude lying to your ass. It's like a pimp is a motherfucker that gets it by any means. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, pimps used to suck dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get what they needed to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, a pimp is a hustler. You know what I mean? And he's in that category. So he doing whatever he can. He got some girls. Sometimes he might even have some men. And that's just how it went down. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we was living with him in that tent. And man, it was just, he used to beat my mom. I remember being 5 years old, watching her ass get burned with a fucking crack pipe and shit. You know what I mean? Cause he ain't get his fix, and it was just crazy. But eventually, my mom's, she had to move, man, because he punched her so hard. And I don't know what happened to her. Like, this the 80s and we homeless. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not the 80s, old shit. Since I'm 50 now, I don't know what it was. It would have been the 80s if I was still the age I was, but, bullshit. Just tongue cancer. But, so she was like, she just got up out of there, but we didn't know what was wrong with her. We just know that she was sick. And, she knew she was sick, and she wanted us to have the best life. So we moved to a trailer, and you know what I'm saying? By the time we moved to that trailer, I had to be, 16. You know what I mean? And, we was living in a trailer, and I started to see, because I used to kind of resent my mom, and I used to hate her. Because I'm like, damn, why the fuck are you choosing this life? Because I used to go to school and be stinking shit, bullied, teased, because I stink. And the other kids is like, motherfucker, I'm probably more homeless than you because I ain't had grits this morning, but I can afford to smell clean. You know what I'm saying? And it was dealing with that type of energy, at school. And everywhere. It was just all negative, environment. And I thought it was her fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, mom, why don't you just live in the damn projects? You know what I'm saying? But it was at that point, where seeing her get beat by the pimp, and all this shit, it just made sense. It's like, oh, she don't know. You know what I mean? She don't know no other way. She just know how to love us and do the best for us. Shit, even for Christmas, dude, like, she'll get a half-eaten burger out the trash can for me and my brother Leon. You know what I mean? She'll give us both the damn burger. It's like, and she won't have shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real struggling, even worse for yourself, but doing what you can for your kids, type of story. And that's one thing I truly loved about her. You know what I mean? But once we moved into the trailer, shit, it went bad, from bad to worse, because shit, we just woke up one morning late for school. You know what I mean? And I was still, like I said, I was learning about like how to respect my mom, even though she was trying for us. But shit, I was still in that early process. So I wake up cussing, pissed off. Where the fuck you at? Get up, man. You know what I'm saying? You embarrassing me. Now I'm gonna get kicked out of school because of your ass and shit. I go in her damn room, man. Shit, she ain't moving. You know what I mean? And that fucked me all up. You know what I'm saying? And so did you have any other family though? You need to get that shit out your teeth. Shut up. Yeah, man, I had my grandma, you know what I'm saying? But, the only thing with her, she was senile and shit. You know what I'm saying? And, my mom's side of the family really resented her because of the lifestyle she chose. You know, they was kind of the military, doctors, and, different things like that. And my mom, on the other hand, kind of casted this dark shadow over the family with the lifestyle she chose because of the situation she was in. They didn't understand that. You know what I mean? It's like a generation of successful people, and all of a sudden you doing this degrading work. You know what I mean? In order to support your life and support your family, it looks bad on us. So they didn't really involve themselves with her. They didn't even know I fucking existed, really, until like years later. But we we lived with her because she, the trailers, I guess we got kicked out of there, some shit, because, shit, how we gonna pay the bills? But we lived with her. And man, I just remember awkward ass silence, you know what I'm saying? It was almost like we was kind of blacklisted from the damn family. It's like, nigga, anything dealing with my sister or my daughter or whatever, like, I do not want to talk to whatever's involved, and we was there, but you could tell, the family, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want us there. And yeah, man, it was real fucked up. So you stayed in a trailer for how long? Um, Cause I was in my grandma trailer. I forgot to mention that. I went from trailer to trailer. I was in my grandma trailer, you know what I'm saying? And we stayed in that bitch for a good 20 years, you know what I'm saying? 20 years? No, 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 not 20 years. It was actually, yeah, I think it was 20 years there, and then 10 years in the projects. You know what I mean? From the trailer to the projects to success. You know what I'm saying? And that's just really what it was, man. And times where it just felt like, I used to try to have hope in my heart. I used to just try to have, cause what I did start doing when my mom was raising us, like, she used to take us to church. That's kind of what changed her lifestyle around a bit, is going to church. And, I just was hopeful that this situation would be better. And, shit, it'll get worse. But it'll be little small things I notice, little small things like a rose is finally in the concrete, or this broken down environment type of shit, you know what I'm saying? And, I used to just be like, damn, let me just appreciate the little things, because that's what she used to always say, appreciate the little things, and then maybe the big things will come sooner. You know what I mean? That's what she used to say. So, shit, I used to just look at shit and be like, yo, I'ma start appreciating the smaller things. You know what I mean? That butterfly landed on my shoulder and stayed for 5 seconds. Listen to me talk about, you know what I mean? How I don't want Bush to be the president. But yeah, that's how it was. You know. So when did success started to happen? Probably like 95. You know what I'm saying? We moved down here. We moved to Tampa. And then, we did Soup just, he was doing the sides thing and shit. He wanted me to be the first, TV show like Abu, you know what I'm saying? And at first though, I was Antonio, but I was Antonio used to get butt ass naked and act like a dog. Word. That's truthfully where I come from. Yo, we'll be right back. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yeah, man. Shit. 95. Just Soup used to be act like a dog. He used to get naked and he used to just act like a dog. Shit, he used to just crawl around and that was me. You know what I'm saying? Cause Joette, he probably don't even remember this shit, but he used to laugh at that. You know what I mean? But nah, actually first I was on Joette's side and he just did it out of nowhere. It was like Spot the doggy, a doggy named Spot, and that's how he did it. And I was a dog that was blue and I think gray or something like that, little toy he had. And he had, like, I had spots on me. That's why I was Spot the doggy, because I had spots. You remember how primitive, it goes to show how primitive it was back in the day, nigga, and like how we just used to just call shit what we seen it. You know what I mean? We seen a flamingo. Oh, if we put a D, it's flamingo, and because we see a spot on a dog, it's Spot the doggy. Exactly. It wasn't no real thought put into it. But it was what the characters did, because we didn't really have a lot to go off of, you know what I mean, being that primitive and that young. So, we was forced to go into situations where we had to be very talented, because like a name like Spot the Doggy is just so something nobody would take serious, but it's what that character does, not with his name but with his personality that makes him shine. And that's truly what I did, and I tried to just be the best me that I could, and I entertained a whole lot, throughout my years. But that's where I started on Joette's side, and then Soup used to act like a dog, and I was on Woody and the Farm. I had like 3 lives, you know what I'm saying, before I finally got Spot the Doggy. Yo, it's more than 3 lives. I mean, you talk about the situation with your mama. You seem very brief with that. I mean, is that something that still affected you on your road to success? Definitely. You know what I mean? Because your mom is the first person you meet for some black dudes that's unfortunate to grow up without a father. And, that's just what it was. Like, that's the first person that held me in her arms. You know what I mean? The doctor took me out and everything, but shit, the true touch I truly remember is the person that was, my mom. I mean, not remember, because I don't remember when I was a newborn. My eyes was closed and I kept crying. But, yeah, man. Shit was wild. So, going into it, I mean, your show Spot the Doggy, like what happened? Like, how did that even come up? Yeah, so Soup used to act like a dog, and one time he got caught by Sandra when he was being butt ass naked and just crawling around acting like a dog. And she cussed his ass out and beat his ass this one time, and since then he ain't do Spot the Doggy naked. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm sure Joette don't remember this shit. This had to be like early Ellicott though, you know what I mean? And cause they had Sable and Ginger, so Soup used to try to act like them, you know what I mean? But this one time he did it without his clothes on for real, and that's when he got caught by Sandra and she beat his ass, you know what I mean? And from that point, shit, Spot the Doggy, like that portion was over. you know. So I started on Joe SI, did that, and then Woody had a show, Woody and the Farm, and he picked me up. So that's the relationship, you and Woody. And I mean, how'd y'all meet? Me and Woody met, dude, just chilling, you know what I'm saying? I was just like really just walking around just cause like nothing was really successful for me. I mean, I went into this thing called XTV, and it just kind of like, it's like I just went to XTV and nothing was working out for me, man. I remember, like, cause in my life prior, shit wasn't working out for me, and then I went to XTV to try a new life, cause that's really why I went here. It's cause I wanted something new. You know, I was tired of the projects, and I kind of just, shit, I left again, and I was living from house to house, so I was homeless actually 2 times. You know what I mean? Because I was going from house to house just to not go where I was, because my brother, he started to be like real disrespectful and shit, you know what I mean? And you under my rules now, motherfucker, cause grandma passed away, you know what I mean? And like I said, the family didn't want shit to do with us. So, you know, he got his own apartment in the projects, and he was all about that street shit and all that. And I'd be up 4 in the morning, gotta be at school by like 8. And this nigga blasting whoever, blasting some damn Rodney O and Joe C. You know what I mean? Everlasting bass. He playing that shit. And I'm trying to damn sleep. It's like, damn, nigga, be considerate at least. He said, shut your dumb ass up, considerate, nigga. You sound like one of them crikers. Get out of here with that criker ass word. And I left after that though, man. Like it was a lot of events prior to that. It wasn't just that particular event, but shit, I got tired of my damn brother just kind of like verbally abusing my ass, you know what I mean? And we used to fight so much. And the thing is, like I said, he was into that street shit. So, me hitting him, a whole bunch of gang of niggas like, nigga, I don't even know you. They jumping my ass, you know what I'm saying? And, he was like, nigga, I ain't gonna kill you because you my brother, but I don't give a fuck what my boys do to you. And, it'd be that type of shit. Because he felt like he had the big head because he was the first out of me, my mom, and, me and my mom to, secure an apartment and not die. You know what I mean? My mom got her own little trailer, but shit, she died. You know what I'm saying? But shit, we got our own. He got his own apartment in the projects, and he thought he was big shit because he sold this drug and did this and moved these keys, the keys. And next thing you know, he got his own, apartment in the projects. Very successful nigga. But yeah, and we didn't get along and shit. I just got the fuck out of there, man. Like it wasn't me. And so how did you get to Tampa? I mean, you didn't really have money like that, right? Well, I got to Tampa. I went with a church. You know what I'm saying? I was going to this church, and I got real like good in the church. Like I was a part of the ministry, and so just going there all the time, dealing with that. And we used to take trips every now and then. We'll take trips from Georgia to Miami. Christ Pharaoh Church. That's what it's called. Don't question it. Anyway, Fellowship, nigga. Yeah, Fellowship Church. Sorry, Christ Fellowship Church. You know what I mean? Georgia, Augusta. It ain't that no more. But we used to like just go and take trips, the whole ministry, and we used to just pray for people. I think if you was a part of the elite group though, like y'all used to go to Africa and cross seas, you didn't even used to have to pay. It was the money that the church had, and we used to go there, pray for people, cook for people, and break bread with different people and stuff like that. So I was cool with that church, you know what I'm saying? And we flew to Tampa. And when we flew to Tampa, man, I just was like, something just came over me like, man, this is a new life. And I didn't go back on the bus when we was supposed to go back to Georgia. So that's why I was homeless again. Because, like, I left my brother projects, went to the church that my mom was taking me to. and got good in the church, and good enough where I was a part of a ministry team that used to pray for people, and they flew us to Tampa, and I never looked back, man. I never went back to Georgia until some years later, when a few things happened that we gonna get into on this podcast. But yeah, man, going to Tampa and then going into XTV, and like I said, the spot the doggy shit going on, different phases, and this is when I started to feel bad, man. I'm like, damn, nothing I do works out. I questioned God, and you know what I mean, was like, damn, I feel like I see Satan more, you know what I mean? Like with Satan, you know what you're getting. You getting the evil. You don't want to touch that hot ass stove. You know what I'm saying? With God, I felt like you don't know what you getting. You know what I'm saying? He just giving you whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like this his life. You just living it. Be blessed. And that's how I felt. It was abusive life, and I just felt like, damn, I'm just living to die for God. But them blessings come, man. You know what I mean? That's one thing I try to put across. Them blessings come, and the smallest packages that you won't even believe, And that's what happened when Woody and me started talking, you know what I'm saying? And we met because he didn't have a similar story, but he was a part of the same church that I used to go to, and I was surprised to find out, damn, so I'm not the only one that left the church. Woody left the church, Bo Peep, you know what I mean, that he was with. And yeah, we used to just like talk because we used to be cool in church, me and Woody. And how that relationship started, like in church. Yeah, but we wouldn't see each other as much, you know what I mean, because he was a part of another ministry. So it was like but when we did talk, we would just, man, we'll go in about life, God, and everything that we was going through at the time. But at this point, shit, it was just me and him, and we was the only ones we knew, and we in this fresh new city, Tampa, Florida, from Augusta, Georgia to Tampa. And so it's like two people that we ain't see each other that much. It's like, nigga, now it's time to really talk and break bread, because shit, we really going through it, because we somewhere we never been, with money we ain't got, and at a place that's like, what is this? A new place. Everything was new, but it was so weird because we both was kind of having, failed paths, and we already seen each other, but at that point, being in the same situation, we just was talking, man. We was brothers, dog, like for real, in the same struggle, and we looked out for each other. Like 1 week, if I ain't got this, he got this, and like that's how we lived. But eventually, he got a call. He was gonna do his own show, Woody and the Farm, and he did that shit, and that shit was real successful, and I ain't hear from him in months. And I remember cussing his ass out. Oh shit, Jasmar's podcast tags. Yeah, I remember, just cussing his ass out, like, because he got so successful with the show, where like I wasn't able to reach him. I wasn't able to contact him because he got too popular, and I just was like, man, like, oh, he a sellout, he a fuck nigga, and the only people I'm telling this to is a trash can. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, I'm homeless still, and him and Bo Peep straight gone, and like, just imagine you with some dude, you know what I'm saying, that you only knew from one place, and now he gone for a long ass time, and you don't know where he at. You hope he ain't dead and shit. And then you look at the newspaper, he's a big, phenomenal success. Kids talking about him and shit. You like, oh, so he just, got successful and sold out on his boy. Fuck him. But next thing you know, Woody came through, dude. Like, he came through one time. He was like, man, I want you on the show spot. And I was so shy, still, because like the past successes just, they wasn't good, and I ain't really want to do another show. But what you gonna do, panhandle or go with this $1 billion type of opportunity? You know what I'm saying? And I went right with him, and we had a blast, dog. Like from Woody and the Farm, Like, it was just great. And one thing about it is I never talked. You know what I'm saying? I was just the dog, and I used to just make dog noises. And it was just based off of like whatever would happen. It was almost like Lassie, you know, like I'm making noises and shit. It's like it was just the ugly version of Lassie. That's how I describe my early thing with Woody and shit. You know, ugly Lassie. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's just, you know, you going in. And I mean, speaking of Lassie, because I think y'all used to have a VHS back in the day. Yeah, the Lassie. Like it was like this VHS called Lassie. I don't even know if that was a movie. Tag, word, tag. But it was like this Lassie VHS tape, and I don't remember. I just remember Lassie bit a kid or some shit, and they had him in court. And I've heard rumors that I heard there was a rumor that's what, you know, that was based off of that Lassie VHS y'all had. Actually, nah, man. But some episodes was, you know, was based off of all that shit. But but nah, you high? About to get there. So you know, your show's doing real good. What was it about the show that you think attracted people? Woody and the Farm, that is. It was more adventurous. I don't want to say it was more adventurous than Romy's show, because like I just kind of thought about that damn Toy Story episode they did. You know, that's still one of my favorites of all time. Shout out to you, Romy, man. You know, it's just that shit is gonna always be funny to me, even though you did that way in '95 and we don't have no recorded evidence of that shit. It's still to date. You know, for me on the East Coast is I mean West Coast is like one of the best things you probably did at that point, because when the part like we used to laugh about that shit in school and get in trouble, man. Like that's the thing, you know, super duper that is. He used to get in trouble for just like out of nowhere laughing about there's a shit in my boat. He used to just, you know, laugh out of nowhere thinking about that shit in school. And because they used to watch Toy Story like on Fridays, you know, they used to watch like a special movie on Friday at the elementary school, and sometimes, you know, they'll play Toy Story, you know, and they'll get to that part where it's all sad, and then Woody say some shit like, "Yeah, I just never really been great. I just always been a pull string and there's a horse in my boot." And you know, when we get to that part, we laugh hard as fuck in there, and then get kicked out the class. Do you need to get out in the hallway, Tonio? Tad, yo. Yeah, man, it was little shit like that. But that really was special to us, the Abu the Monkey Show. But anyway, the Woody and the Farm was adventurous though. It was almost like Pee Wee's Big Adventure, because he would just like do all kind of shit where he's swinging on things and, you know, this and that. And you know, it had a good following because the kid-friendly atmosphere. You got me, you got great supporting side characters, his neighbor, and you know, it was a great experience. So how was the cast? I mean, was everybody cool? Shit, everybody played their role and everybody was on the same page. It was like everybody just understood. It was everybody just understood what this was. You know what I mean? Shit, we the first toy show like on XTV West Coast. You know, we was challenged to be better. Like I said, my name is Spot the Doggy, nigga. You know, it's like, let's look at certain names. You know what I'm saying? In history, you know, I don't care what nobody say, but I feel like the rapper Tupac came out in like what, 91, you know, with his album. He didn't get popular to me till like 93 looking back. You know what I'm saying? Cause when he first came out, he wasn't liked. You know, and I remember like at a young age, people like, what the hell kind of name is Tupac? You know what I'm saying? That was like a thing, like Tupac, you know. But now it's like that's a legendary name, but it's not because he did good with what he did with his name. It's because of what he did with himself and what he did for hip hop, you know. And that's the same thing with me and Woody and everybody that worked on the cast. We didn't have great names, you know what I mean? All our names sucked, like, so we had to like distract y'all from that by being better than what our name represented, and instead of our name being synonymous with just so what, nigga, spotting a dog, we had to make spot the dog it mean something else. That's really what I'm trying to say. Ouch, my brain hurt. Word. Take it easy. So the cats worked well together. I mean, any friendships? Well, me and Woody was good friends. You know what I mean? It was getting better. But the thing is, I started getting more popular. And as I started getting more popular, you know what I'm saying? That the tides turned, and the Spot the Doggy show was what people wanted now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of Woody and the farm, like Spot the Doggy became his own thing, and damn it, Woody and the farm was still doing this thing, but Spot the Doggy was his own show. And it was different from Woody, but we both was like very successful at first. It was still Woody #1, and then me #2, because people loved my show. And eventually, shit, I crushed his show in the ratings, and he had no choice but to come on the Spot the Doggy show. And that shit got really big. And I was finally a household name after all this stuff I was dealing with coming up. You know what I mean? And I was like a big success. It was like, motherfucker, this is in all my family members' faces. And I know my mom looking in heaven, smiling down at me, because she see that I made something of myself when, it looked like we wasn't going to be nothing, through what we was brought into. But look what we brought out of what we've been into. You know what I'm saying? We brought success to ourselves, except that nigga Leon. Word. So how did Leon or any of your family members react to your success? A lot of them did change, but I was so ignoring their ass, cause I just had a feeling, man, like y'all just calling me cause I'm successful. Like before this, where was y'all? You know what I mean? And all this bullshit, dog. Like they was just like, look, I had a real thought about, everybody can't be the same. And my auntie saying this, she like, I had a thought, I thought to myself, everybody can't be the same. So I apologize for what I put your mother through. I didn't realize that, everybody is different. I'd straight hang up in her face, not realizing she was really trying to have a heart to heart with me, because she passed away, committing suicide. You know what I mean? My auntie. And to go into that story, we wasn't very close, but it was like she was always trying to reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't notice, because we didn't have cell phones back in the day. My auntie, like I said, my family, aside from my mom, grew up very privileged. But what we didn't know was those things, like everybody been in the military, everybody been a doctor, all of that was forced on them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you better be a doctor, you better be this, you better be that, and if you ain't this, you ain't my kid. You know what I'm saying? That's how they looked at it. And my auntie didn't really want to be a nurse. She didn't want to be none of that stuff. She was just pushed to being what she didn't want to be, and she wasn't happy. And her seeing me in my situation and my sister in her situation, she just thought like they were supposed to hate us. She thought it was supposed to be like that. And like I said, she was always trying to reach out to us, but it wasn't no cell phones or nothing. And shit, I found out that, man, it was like, damn, But, I couldn't look back, because, like, it's new success happening, new family, a new life. But damn, certain shit started to kill me over time. But the early success was the best. The ratings, the people I was meeting, you know what I mean? Yeah, about that, you and Romy did multiple crossovers. What was that like? Sometimes Super Duper or just go in Joad room and put all his toys on the floor. Sometimes Joad used to go in Soup room and just put all his toys on the floor. And shit, they used to just do shit like, let's want to do Spot the Doggy and Abu the Monkey movie, want to do such and such. And that's what it sprung from. You know what I mean? Us just them just kind of going into each other's room, just dropping in shit. and dropping by and doing shows, and it'll be movies, and them shits was ultra successful. And like, this is when I became a mogul though. This wasn't like, and I think this is when the jealousy with Woody kind of started, cause we used to go to red carpet events, you know what I mean? And like anybody that know about Woody and the Farm, I was Woody's pet. I was his dog. You know what I'm saying? And he used to just like put this image out like, this is my dog, Spot the dog. You ain't that right, Spot. But he used to say it in such a way that was just like, bitch, I own you, you don't own me. When really, when you break it down, and this is a shoot, Jasmar's podcast, I own that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I own him. Like, think about it. Spot the Doggy is successful. The show itself that I'm a part of, and it's my name, nigga. Then the movies are successful. Crossover successful. Who's most of the money coming to? You know what I mean? It's me. I owned it. Woody, shit, you was just existing. You know what I mean? Beating on Ada. Oh shit, Jasmar's podcast. Exclusive, nigga. Mac Anthony woke up from that because Jazz was loud. Yo, you and Woody ain't good? Fuck Woody. Fuck Woody, dog. Like, I think we need to have a real talk, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the people I was down for when they was down, man, I don't know, man. Your own best friend. Word. So, your show's successful. You a big mogul now. You meet the Pain. When did y'all meet? Actually, we didn't meet till 2000. That's when me and Pain actually met. But shit, the other people, as far as Romy and shit, man, we kicked it, dude. Him, Coco, and Sparky. Me and Sparky ain't like each other at first. I don't know, man. He just felt like he probably felt like I had the silver spoon in my mouth. And I was just smelling my own shit, and like, fuck you, you ain't nothing. He probably felt that way, cause I was kind of like, I had an ego, dude. Like, I was the most successful dude out of all my family, and I didn't have to be in the military. I didn't have to be doing all this other stuff. So yeah, I got a big ass ego ahead on myself, and thought I was better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Who's been this most successful ever in a new organization? Nobody. And so being that successful, comes with criticism and different things. And I just think that me and Sparky didn't get along, but we just started to talk after a while, and shit, me and him was, we real cool. He a bit up there in age now. I went to see him last 2 years ago, I think, and he just made this face like, right, you know what I mean? I'm like, remember me, dog? What's up? He's like, yeah. And it wasn't like we could talk or nothing, and he ain't got no jealousy, he ain't mad, ain't no animosity. It's just like, nigga, I'm old, I ain't dead yet, I'm tired of this life, and so I know what it is, you know what I mean? But hopefully he can get tongue cancer, and they take the tongue cancer out, and he be 20 again. Yeah. So your show's ultra successful. What people started to know you for after a while was being a bit of a party dude. You delved into different drugs. Is that a fair notion? Yeah, definitely. Cocaine was the shit. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I'm talking about just snorting cane and that damn ecstasy, man. That's really my main drug, like, cause I was a party dude, you know what I'm saying? And like, I was already good at partying and all that, but it was even better party with that shit on my tongue, and it dissolved, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'm floating, and really thinking I'm floating, but in reality, I'm in some lady backyard talking about some do the hump, they hump, or do the hump, they hump, you know what I mean? But in my head, I'm flying, And so that's what was going on with that. Uh, crazy shit, man. Them ecstasy. Any other crazy ecstasy stories? Uh, well, me and Sable got into an argument. Uh oh, this this finna be ill. Me and Sable. You know what I'm saying? He was talking that shit, you know. He probably was a little drunk. I smelled Bill on his breath. You know what I'm saying? He was like, fuck you. Fuck you. And I'm like, dog, don't come to me with that shit. And I'm like, what you on, man? And he was like, no, I heard about what you did to Ginger, dog. You know, and I guess on ecstasy, I, tossed her salad. Tossed Ginger salad. And he was like, I smell that shit on your breath. Fuck you. You. You know what I'm saying? And we got into this crazy ass fight. Even Alec couldn't break us up. You know, and it was just the longest fight ever. And when it was all said and done, I beat him so bad that he had mains. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I beat mains into him. Well, so that's why Sable had mains, cause of you? Yep. Sable had mains cause of me. You know, that's your exclusive. I gave Sable mains, man. You know what I mean? But what I hated about Sable is sometimes, man, he just used to do fucked up shit. Like he used to be, when Bobby was a damn toy, you know, like he used to just eat on him and shit. And he used to just be a bully, man. He used to just like bully little talent. Like Big Van Vader face should not have looked like that. You know what I mean? And especially Beast from the East, the Giant, he shouldn't have looked like that. That was a disgrace. You know why he chewed that man face off? He gotta live with that. You know what I'm saying? And Ginger just over there in the corner, just like, she was just, like, why are you doing that shit? You know? And then Ginger be eating her own dog food. He bullying her to eat her shit. It's like, nigga, what's wrong with you, dog? You know what I'm saying? Sharing is caring. That's a girl, too. And he used to be beating on her and all that, man. You know? But as he got older, man, Saber got wiser and we became the best of friends. But at that point, man, it wasn't no friendship with him. It was just, shit, I got high and I ate out Ginger because you wasn't doing it. You know what I mean? Crazy that I asked you, any crazy ecstasy moments and you immediately went to talking about fighting Sable. Yeah, cause every time I think of ecstasy, I think of Sable ass, man. You know what I mean? This nigga did the damn, what you call it? The Macarena one time. I came out there. You know what I'm saying? I just came to give him his dog food because they told me to do that shit. And it's early in the morning. And I ain't expect to see this motherfucker chasing this tail talking about something. Hey, Macarena, alright? I can't even finish that shit. But yeah, that nigga used to be tripping, you know what I'm saying? But we went from the best buddies to the best drug buddies to rest in peace, Sable. And I don't do drugs no more. L shit. A lot of people got a lot to say about Sable. Would you say he was a big point of that Sides era? Most definitely, man. It was like when you think of the faces of early Sides era, you think of O.D.D, you think of Alec. I mean, not Alec, but you think of O.D.D, you think of Romy, you think of Sable and Ginger because they was a part of it. And nah, it was Alec actually, the Ellicott shit. But there was major forces behind that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate what had to eventually happen with them. Going out like they did. So, with the Sides era too, you know what I'm saying, doing your whole Spot the Dog show, SIDE was the major force, and it was like almost, would you say, segregated? Exactly. That's exactly what it was. And when you segregate people like that, their minds get segregated. And SIDE, you know what I'm saying, some of the people working there that didn't even know us, they just thought, oh, We can't be around them cause they cartoons, cause they this, cause they stupid. And when that word drop, it's like stupid, retarded. Oh, we ain't stupid, we ain't retarded, we athletes, we get to do this. And people with segregated minds, when it's time to party, and we have those off days. Shit, I can't just go up to these different stars like typewriter or Wolverine or artist, and really communicate with them, because they feel like they above me, and they feel like talking to me is downgrading their skill or talent. You know what I mean? They feel like I'm taking some type of energy away from them just because I'm saying, hey, man, that was a dope ass match. It's like, oh, shit, I got somebody that's beneath me liking me. That mean I'm on that level. You know what I mean? And that's just how it was with that. And it was like a unfair kind of, thing. Because like I said, we didn't have to be segregated when you break it down. You know what I'm saying? Just because they wrestle and we do cartoons, entertaining kind of shows, like we have to be segregated. And that never made sense to me. But I used to hate dealing with that. But overall, the sides, like myself, Didi, and Romy and shit, we all stood for one common thing. Like let's be entertainers, let's entertain. And we did it night in and night out. And shit, some of the best moments of my life is during the Spot the Doggy era. Even though I had my ecstasy shit going on, like those are some actually funny ass memories that later became, drug abuse, and I became drug dependent on the good time instead of experiencing the good times. Because when the good time's over and you still taking the drugs, nigga, it ain't good times no more. It's a drug problem. You know what I'm saying? Because, so are you saying celebrate when you get successful? I mean, are you saying get high when you successful, and when you ain't successful, don't get high? I'm saying, man, everything in moderation. Like that's really what I want to get across. Cause I did do it too much. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, some of those things, like some of those experiences, I wouldn't be able to share these funny ass stories and have these great memories to go back on. Like, these memories I have didn't destroy nobody. You know what I'm saying? They might have made, my time on earth a little short, but overall I have moments I can enjoy and go back to still at this age, 50, even though I'm supposed to be 35, fuck cancer. It's like, it's great to look back on. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about that. So, like I said, your show's big as fuck. Trying to think, like Mac, is we missing anything from the? Not one thing that nothing is missing from that early Spot the Doggy shit. Like you did your movies. I guess what I'll ask you is what you doing your movies and shit. I mean, what was that like? Cause you had like a monkey on your show or something like that, and he was like a main dude. Yeah, man, that was a dude that he was also in the church. He was a little kid though, and I remember he was like, man, I always want to be successful. That like every time we would talk, that was like the thing he would say. He'll just be like, man, I always wanted to be successful. So I said, shit, since I'm popular, let me just grab this dude, put him under my wing, and instead of put him on the show, put him on a big movie that everybody can see. That's a movie. You know what I'm saying? And he was on every Spot the Doggy movie. And we did I liked working with him. You know what I'm saying? He was a good dude. So moving on, 2000 hits. What people say is this is the last era where every person owned sides. The sides era, everybody was popular. You know what I mean? You had Pain blowing up. You had Dixie doing her thing. Trunks, of course. Everybody. Flamingo, everybody. And this is when you did the show Toys. Yeah. You got your whole we'll probably upload that for XTV East Coast. I don't know if they'll like it though, but still we'll upload it. Where it was like a reality show, and you dealt with Teddly and Funky Skunk and Pain. what was that like? Actually, Jazz, that came in late 2000. You know what I'm saying? And before that, it was Action 2 and Action 1. You know that happened. But let me just talk about 2000 as a whole. Got to go ahead. Call. Fireliner. Yeah, man. 2000 as a whole is one of the greatest, the last really great year I had for a long time. You know, up to that point. You know, I'm going to get on '05. But that was just fun, man. You know, just dealing with what I was dealing with. And shit, life was successful. You know, and I could breathe easy. You know what I'm saying? But something about me and about a lot of talent in 2000 as far as the size era, like something about it, we just knew this is the last time this shit's gonna be this clean. Like this is the last time, like, you know, maybe Payne gonna fall off. He can't fall off. Maybe it's D-Matic. Like somebody gonna, it's just this feeling. It's not like you wanted to happen or you expected to happen. It's just like it's too good to be true. It's like, nigga, we all good at the same time, and everybody recognize us as good at the same time, at the same damn time. Sorry. And you know, it's just dealing with all that. You just know, man. This is insane. Like you, it's bizarre to me. And so we 2000. The first thing that happened is Payne is a referee in SIDE, and I think what transition is the sides era, the cartoons beat the wrestling shit that was going on. Now those wrestlers that thought they was too good for us, they now had to either be a part of this whole new movement of what the sides was doing, or they had to, you know, be nothing. And until doing the podcast in 2016, you know what I'm saying? They had to be that type of shit, and we beat them out. You know, especially when Payne became the referee in that match, and that garnered more attention for us, the people doing the movies. And you know, me doing the damn Spot the Doggy show, it was even bigger. And Payne's Donkey Kong was way huge. The one with him and D-Matic came back, HY came back, so action happened, and it was just really promoted. And one thing about Action 1 and 2 is the way they was promoted was the best way you can promote a film. It just say action. It just say action everywhere. You don't know what it mean. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you just see it. And like, I remember people was like, dog, I'm tired of seeing action popping up everywhere. And once we revealed who the cast was going to be and who was going to be in it, myself, Payne, you know, that we two real big stars, like very huge. And it's Donkey Kong meets Spot the Doggy, two of the biggest shows all together in one. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's a movie. So that was super big, because yeah, I did collaborations with East Coast, but never did a collaboration with anybody from the West Coast. And that was the first time two big artists from the West Coast came together and did something, and that shit was humongous. You know, part 1 and of course part 2 surpassed that by a landslide. And we both was red hot. Like, talent wise, we was the best we ever been, and everybody was mentally in the right shape they should have been in as far as that sides era. And you know, man, it took on a life of its own. It took on a success of its own, and we made a monster of a film. And the chemistry with everybody, myself, Woody, it was on point. And that's why I said that feeling came over me like, dog, this is too good to be true. Like, give me 1 second. Let me play this weird ass clip that I'm looking at as I'm speaking right now. Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, it was just great, dog, and we enjoyed it. I mean, the whole putting it together, and Trunks' famous part, hey everybody, and welcome to the radio. That little shit, that was like one of them popular things, you know, that saying. That's just like, bruh, the way he said it, and it didn't have nothing to do with the movie. It was just like he just said, hold on, D.D. It's like, what the hell are you telling me to hold on, fuck on? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the radio. And it didn't make no sense. It ain't have shit to do with nothing. But the way he said that shit was like, man, that's legendary. You know what I'm saying? And we just knew it was that epic. And that shit was held up as, nah, you gotta be this great in order to be considered great. And like that tape had to pop. That tape had to break. It had to not work no more. Because when you break it down, that shit was so good where it's like, nigga, what can kill this? What can be better than this? Nothing. So the shit gotta kill it damn self. So it had to pop because, it was too different and it was too big. I just wish it was another way we could have preserved Action 2. But, life happened, shit happened. And, Action 2, when that shit popped, like '01 or '02, two of the worst years after the Sides 2000 big era, it ain't no surprise. But, to me, Action 2 popping was the definitive moment of shit is finna change now. Stars is gonna die, get washed up, or change their gimmick and move on to the next successful era in XTV. You know what I mean? TXG it later became, but that's just how it was, man. And life was different. Hitting heavy, huh? I mean, Mac is still up. Yo, this is real, yo. Like the way you going in. I mean, you just like what I like a lot of times with my podcast is, I don't ask a lot of questions. I just kind of let that dude, you know what I'm saying, do his talking. Ernest mentioned on, a few of his podcasts and something else. He said, Jazz, you got to start talking more. And I feel him on that. But like sometimes, dude, I can't even talk. Like, nigga, the story is so important where it's like, I don't know what to add to that shit. That shit is amazing. You know what I mean? I don't consider myself a journalist. I've always just been that listening there that allow others to tell their story, speak their pain. And, O.D.D. talking to you, man, shit, you went through quite a bit. And, that success, like, you talking about Action 2 like that, it almost feel like I'm rolling with you, riding on that success train, going through these things. And, life had to be perfect at this point. Hell yeah. I mean, you got to understand, man, like, I had a life that was just kind of certain. You know what I mean? Like, I was certain to fail because my mom fell. My brother, I know ain't touch on him, but, eventually he got locked up for life and he got killed in jail. You know what I'm saying? He got jumped, to death. So it's like my mom's gone, my brother's gone, I just left to go to Tampa to try something new. It's like, I'm supposed to do something and fail. I'm supposed to die. But I didn't, and I thought I was never gonna get a girlfriend. Shit, 2000 hit, I got my first girl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a few people I talked to, but that was my girl, man, my main chick. My boo, and shit, she stuck with me through thick and thin, but she just she got sick and she died. You know what I'm saying? But. And we dealt with all kind of different stuff. We got divorced, of course, but we remained friends, for our kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? And all these things was happening, the good shit, and it was like, bro, like all this stuff, I'm never gonna be good. I'm a failure. I'm this. All of that didn't mean nothing no more because success was proving the opposite. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it was great until 2001 came, and it was good for a while, but then, shit, the last Spot the Doggy show. A lot of people wonder because your last Spot the Doggy show was your most viewed show of all time at that point. Yeah, it was the biggest episode ever because we was doing everything that was unique to that time period. We was doing the WWF Tough Enough. That was like real popular in 2001, and we was kind of doing like a parody of that, and I was a part of it, and it made so much sense. And I think prior to this, you know, it was a big break for Spot the Doggy because so much other shit was going on and so much was happening. And then it finally came back this one time, and you know everybody liked it. I think Joe had on, you know, XTV East Coast. Ooh, sorry. Joe had on XTV East Coast. He was like, man, that shit was funny. You know what I'm saying? It's like '01, and he really enjoyed it. And so, getting that response, being that popular, you know what I mean? It really felt good and rewarding. But you know, the relationship with me and Woody got, you know, out of line, and you know, we really stopped getting along at this point because, you know, he felt his way and I felt mine. I just got tired of him kind of just, you know, feeling like he owned me. And you know, I kind of called him out one time. I'm like, bruh, like, I own you, you ain't shit. And we had this long ass argument, and from that argument, he said, I ain't never showing up to this shit. I said, I ain't showing up to this shit no more. You know what I mean? Because the cast just kind of, oh no, I guess we grew apart, man. You know what I'm saying? And things just changed. You know, like, the love for each other changed. Like, it wasn't even money. It was just, you know, a drug abuse is just gonna be more abusive and it's gonna get worse. And shit, with the other guys, man, they tired of this shit. It's old. You know, we seen this episode before. We did this episode before. And I think that's the thing with the size era, is it was the same thing over and over again. And you know, it got boring to a lot of people because they wanted to move on and do something else. Like, Little Woody didn't want to be Little Woody forever because that wasn't who he dreamed of being. You know what I'm saying? He had other ventures he wanted to venture into, and some of them, that's just what it was with them. They wanted to do something totally else. I feel you though. And everybody just kind of had enough. And you know, that studio got hot one time. It was real hot in the studio, and we just was like, man, fuck this shit, man, fuck you. And you know, just that big ass argument, and nobody showed up to the tape the next show or the next show. And you know, it got pulled because nobody was showing up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with that. But I still, you know, I wish it never ended that way. I wish we could have handled it more professional, more adult, but you know, we didn't. And you know, the show's gone, but you know, at least we got great memories. You know, it has a lasting impact from damn 1995 to 2001. It better have some kind of impact, nigga. You know, but yeah, and that's when things started to fall apart as far as personal life, because I didn't have no money to make. And me and you know, aside from previous checks, like what you call it, the checks, the when the rerun's still going on, those checks, the rerun checks, you know, like, we was getting paid off of that still. But you know, that shit only take you so far. And you know, it started to dimmer more and more as a new era like CAW is kicking in. You know, we'll be back. You know, a new era like CAW is kicking in and shit like that. Like, the Spot the Doggy show starts to, you know, disappear from memory more and more because we didn't have Spot the Doggy recorded. Action 2 is destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Action 1 is too. So those are gone. You know, the memories are starting to fade away because it's a new era. And you know, that's what happened with my legacy at that point. And 2002 was like bad because, you know, that's when my girl filed for a divorce. We wasn't together no more. And you know, she was still sad about the Teddley shit. Like we gonna upload that documentary, the Toys documentary. You know, I'm sorry it's so damn low too when you hear that shit. But yeah, man, you know, it was just fucked up like that. So what else? You came back in '03 though, you know what I'm saying, to a very mixed to negative reception, I should say, You came back at, what was that shit called? HY. There was new production at this time. Yeah. You came back on Hell Yeah. You was trying to do your old Spot the Doggy little gimmick, but you got mixed to negative reviews. MZ came on the previous Hell Yeah show and got nothing but negative reviews, but it is, look back, it's one of those classics because we don't have a lot of recordings from the Sides era but these tapes, so it's now kind of like archived, if you will. So what's your thoughts on that? Man, I was just getting high, you know what I'm saying, like straight up. Because those friends I had, you know what I'm saying, they was either too messed up like me, or they just wasn't messing with me no more. And that's just what I did to combat those emotions. Drugs. A lot of people from the Sides era will tell you, like, nah, we was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was, man, because the party was over, but we tried to keep it going on with the drugs. And the party ain't over till my heart stopped beating and I OD. It's fucked up, but, that's just how, some of us thought. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bruh, like, success didn't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? That high meant something. And shit, when you done spent all your money and you kind of, almost dirt poor, it's like, fuck, dude, But one thing that happened was the cream shit. And, when I became O.D.D. Oh, yeah, O.D.D. The O.D.D. that we should say. Yep. This was a mixture of The Rock and, O.D.D. Bastard, the legendary Wu-Tang Clan member. How did this all come about? Well, I used to like The Rock. That's another thing I did in 2000. I used to be doing The Rock like, tick-tack, tick-tack. Oh, shit. I used to just do little shit like that. I mean, oh, yeah, I used to just do shit like that. And, I did that for a while. And then I started to do ODB. And I connected both ODB and The Rock, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't want to be ODB because I'm not ODB, so I'm O.D.D, Old Dirty Dog. So I said I'll be the O.D.D, and I just did promos in the style of The Rock, but said shit that ODB would say. It's like, my style comes on yours, like rocks. Sitting on a dock of the bay, by the dock. Owned by the dock, the people's champion. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that, and that's what, that's what got popular. Tongue cancer almost came back. But that's what happened. Your tongue cancer almost came back. What the fuck? I got popular with those promos, and Cream just was his own thing. It was unique. It was really just a fake ass Wu-Tang, but it was still unique because we was using people that wouldn't normally work together and putting them together. Like myself, Faz was Raekwon at the time, no 04. Faz was Raekwon. I think Funky Skunk was Ghostface, and and then Funky was Ghostface, and damn, I think Killer was Jizza. Killer was Jizza. He used to always go, the dark crunch and something by the punch, some shit, whatever Jizza say on that song. The vocals came in a bunch. He used to just do that. He was bad. And shit, man, I'm having a lot of memories with this Cream shit though. But yeah, that was a great experience right there. And that kind of put me up there. But truthfully, late 2005, when I came back to TXG, I had came because they kept watching the Bill Goldberg thing where he came back the night after WrestleMania 19 and confronted The Rock. You know what I'm saying? And that's what me and Charles Dean kept on doing. We kept on doing little promos like that in Grandma's backyard. And this 05, so it was classic because it was like, the old scenery of Grandma's backyard, back in the day. But it's 2005, it's the new millennium. And you see how old the O.D.D got, but he's still in shape. And it just made sense like a motherfucker. And we just did that promo out of nowhere for no money or nothing, but it got a lot of attention. And with that attention, shit, I got to be allowed on TXG TV and fight for the title. And when I won for the title over here on XTV West, they was like, "Ooh, O.D.D won the belt." Is that O.D.D run the belt? Man, and everybody was happy for me, and I was like real big. So was the drugs gone at this point? Hell nah. Oh shit. Hell nah, they wasn't gone. But I was good and people liked me. It was the East Coast that was just kind of iffy about me. And one thing that killed my career is that same night. And unlike most people, I remember this. Bobby Classic came out there and he made fun of Payne attire, because he made the American flag purple. And I remember, I had some furry shit on to kind of, I'm Spot the Doggy still, but I got fur, but it was just a gimmick, like to be funny. And then Bobby had said, like he was saying, nobody on XTV West Coast is that unique. I think he was saying like probably Charles Dean is like the most unique dude. Nobody else is that unique. And then he said, and we was like, how so? He was like, well, all y'all sound the same. And then we had showed him the Pain. He was like, this motherfucker got a purple American flag. And then they showed me last, and he was like, what the fuck is he wearing? Like, what is that supposed to be? And the way he went in on my ass was like, I'm erased. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with that. Wow, dude. So Bobby killed your career, would you say? Yeah, at that point he did. You know what I'm saying? Cause I became depressed. But '06 came in, and we was trying to do something like we was gonna bring the Spot the Doggy show back. You know what I'm saying? Because Payne was trying to push this whole sides era should return. Fuck TXG. Pushing this whole size area and fuck TXG type of mentality. And so they was gonna bring back Spot the Doggy, but it was gonna be like two versions. It was gonna be one that was a reality show with us actually living in the crib with each other, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of just being around each other, like for real. Instead of it being a scripted series, it was gonna be the real Spot the Doggy show, and I was just gonna be it was just gonna be like that, and that would have been unique. But we kept pushing it off, and we got a few clips, you know what I'm saying, but it just wasn't good enough, for test screening. So, it ultimately got pulled, and other things was brought in, and life became real hard once I got tongue cancer. And that's something that really hindered, I think, a lot of success for you, because dude, I mean, you couldn't talk, and it was hard to make out what you was trying to say, and it was just real difficult. Yeah, man. I mean, I woke up and it was this big ass bump on my tongue, and it was like hard for me to swallow or do anything. And I used to always get bumps, being homeless and shit, eating out the trash. I just get little lumps under my tongue and shit, and I just thought that, maybe it's just one of them. And time goes on, and it's like this motherfucker's still here, and shit, something else, like another month, and a full year, and I'm like, man, I'm going to the hospital, and they like, that's cancer, tongue cancer, and I was messed up. I did survive it though, they cut the cancer out of my tongue, but I was left, I couldn't talk correctly. You know what I'm saying? And I spent months in a lot of pain. And it was just really me, by myself. And out of anger, man, like I wanted somebody to feel my pain, because I didn't have nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like when I fell off, I really fell off, and it was just me. And it was a very messed up place to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where the fuck Woody is or anybody I ever kicked it with at. It's just, all I see is myself. So, my first thing was to attack something that I felt was wrong, and I attacked the killer. You know what I'm saying? I dissed his ass because I thought, like, bruh, like, ain't nothing unique about you. You just cuss. And, that's when I just went on the whole infamous killer, feud. And it started in '08. And I ain't like the fact that I felt he wasn't honoring the legends before him. And, shit, I went in on his ass, but, it was bad because ain't nobody know what I was saying. MZ, he just, he was with me. We was both trying to get our career back. Now that I really truly look back at it, we was chewed and spit out, and we felt like shit. What else can we do? How else can we come back? If I came back being Spot the Doggy or anything I ever was, it'll be looked at as stupid or weak. And that the O.D.D shit only worked for a certain time period. You know what I mean? This is a different time. And that's the only thing we had to really go off is like killer disrespectful. So let's beef with him. And damn, like I was like it did come out of desperation. I will admit that. You know what I mean? Desperate and feel like I don't really have nothing else that can make me successful. And that's what that was. We do have that funny ass recording. Because of that one recording where they was playing Super Nintendo. But that's just how it goes sometimes. But you did come back and beef with Killer on 2 different occasions. Action in Orlando and Hardcore House. Man, it's the same thing. That's it repeating itself. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, I want that taste of success in XTV again. That's all I want. In '09, I tried to do my story, and just everything that I was doing wasn't a success. And the shit hurt it, man. But that's what I had to go through. So you're not really that good, you know what I'm saying, as far as success. That's ill. Where are you now with it? I'm good, you know what I'm saying? I'm just glad to be telling my story. You know what I'm saying? And finally get this off. I first want to say this is the real O.D.D. I apologize to everybody I got into it with. Justin, I'm sorry for getting on your damn nerves. I was desperate. You know what I mean? I truly was desperate, but I'm gonna bow out now. I embarrassed myself enough. I'm done with XTV, truly. Unless something really big happened where I'm allowed to, do something cool. But other than that, it's okay. XTV was a great experience, but I shouldn't have kept going on when it wasn't my time anymore. So, like I said, sorry to Justin. I sympathize with you with Officer Neil. He definitely was out of line, tasing you and all that shit. Whoop his ass. That's what I gotta say about that. Ill shit. So nothing coming up, nothing you want to promote? Nah, man. But when it's time for me to find something to do, I will do it and I will promote it, and you will hear it live on Jasmar's podcast. Word, word, word. That's right. That's right. Well, yo, there you have it. We did a whole hour and something of XTV, of this dude's story. Quite crazy, man. But yet I said Jasmar's podcast, another one